Alright. Should be good. Everything should be ready. Here, alright. We got frigid, we got reroll items. Alright, I'm good.
Another step on the road less traveled.
What does that lock in for me? That gives me a... Time Rune is one of the better ones that you want to lock in. Okay, how many bombs do I have? I have 15 bombs. Runic monsters are duplicated, doesn't do anything from what I can tell. You really can't make them immune to cold damage, because that's what I do. I do that. Hello? Hey. Okay. Got that. What is it now? Divine Orb. What's this locking in? Death Rune is really good. Okay, so we have a Time Rune locked in and a Death Rune locked in here so far. Time and Death. Okay. What is the spirit that I can lock in? So this can give me ward, or I'm just gonna re-roll this one. Adaptive. Okay. See, what I need is rebirth at this point. Or an opulent one. Rebirth or opulent would basically make the chain actually not shit. Nowhere else to really go, honestly. That gives an opulent rune. It's not a permanent logged in, but like anything that has an opulent rune is good to grab, no matter what. It's just random stuff of mine that is there. It shouldn't even be an issue. You just put it somewhere. Time Rune. Alright, so I should be good here. This I'm just gonna re-roll. Time Rune. Nothing particularly amazing as far as like what's in the remnants here, but like it does have a lot of decent boosts to it here. Like 80% increased rarity of items and chests. That's pretty big. I grabbed a bunch of currency chests to actually take advantage of it too. Yeah, what's up, Arian? still now. Yeah. So I'm not even. I don't really use my flicker too much, but you can do that too if you wanted to do that. I mean, you could build for flicker. You would need cast on crit instead of Trinity though to like actually guarantee everything like it goes in one shot. It gets one shot. I'm not really built into flicker as much as I am Falling Thunder. I'm thinking I'm gonna get 6 div off this map, more than likely. And 18 chaos, maybe. You have your Headhunter now too? Okay, that's huge. If you have Headhunter, that's a big improvement over basically anything else. Perfect Exalt. Yeah, so once you get to 65 and you can equip Aeliths, that's when you basically can permanently generate power charges without a problem. With just using your basic like a Siphoning Strike or Killing Palm or whatever you want to do for it. And then the gearing starts. Yeah, the gearing is going to take the longest part. By then, I should have like all the data collected this, and I can start bringing people into these maps again. And as long as you just sit back, you should be able to get a bunch of stuff. I'm hoping to have like everything ready to be edited by Saturday. Hopefully. It might not happen, I don't know. That's the current goal. You don't even know how the amulet works? So basically the way the amulet works is it gives you Trinity for free. It makes it so you can get Trinity without needing any spirit. And it basically what Trinity does, if you have a somewhat balanced layout of like 2 separate elements, it gives you, depending on the level of the Trinity in your amulet, it'll give you between like 50 to 60% multiplicative damage for each element that you can max out on Trinity. So like right now I have all 3 maxed. So that means I'm getting 180% multiplicative damage between fire, cold, and lightning. You have 6 sockets on it? Yeah, but you don't really ever use there's nothing to put in it, really. When you get as you level up it'll get more sockets. I think you'll get it to max at 90. Or 92, something like that, is when it maxes itself out. It's the same thing as like your basic like strike attack for whatever weapon you're using. It's like built into the weapon. You can't actually put extra sockets or quality on those, but as you level up your character, it gets the extra sockets. Doesn't ever get quality though. You have to or I have to put it on. Yeah, you have to have the amulet equipped for it to work. Once you have it, okay, there's something here off screen. There it is. I increased my evasion a good bit here. I was sick of dying yesterday because I died like 4 times yesterday. It was really annoying. I died more yesterday than I have in like the last week. And the link you see, I sent you, I have a lot on it. My Trinity? My Trinity doesn't have anything in it at the moment. It's literally empty. Oh, the amulet. Well, yeah, basically this is all you can get on it. You can only get 4 affixes on it. So you can basically, as long as it has the +4 to melee skills or the defense, you're good. The rarity is kind of a nice to have thing, right? You don't need it though. Like I mean, it's useful for getting better loot, but like you don't have to have it. Yo, what's up, Art? By the way, if anyone wants my build planner, let me know here. That's in chat. And then you gotta think the mana leech that's on mine is corrupted. It does. You're not gonna just get that like on a random one. It doesn't even really do me any good, honestly. You don't need that on it either. Yeah, I got you here. 1 second. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. Cancel. Gotta go to MOBA and pull it up, don't I? Yeah, there it is. I think it's this one. That's a Diablo build. Where is it? PoE. To share coffee. Put it in chat. Alright, there you go. It does like 150 million plus DPS-ish. With everything going. I made some skill point changes too, but like I have so many skill points, I'm like 99 now, so I don't want to like make it like insane for everyone. Honestly, the last like 5 skill points, it doesn't really make a difference. You can put them basically wherever. Like, you don't even technically need Chaos Inoculation. Like, you can make do without it, for the most part. Honestly, Chaos Inoculation, it just makes it take more skill points to, like, than for doing stuff than, like, it really is necessary. Because you have to use, like, 6 skill points to pick up, like, stun resistance and, like, elemental ailment threshold. What's Chaos Inoculation? Otherwise, the first thing that, like, CCs you is an issue. That, and it's really annoying to set it up without a good amount of ailment threshold to like set up remnants, because like if there's any fire on the ground on the map, it's like it's terrible. What is this build? Falling Thunder. Yeah, I can give you the link to it here, Justine. Alright, there you go. There's the link to my build planner. Basically, it's Falling Thunder is basically what it is. Okay, let's see. How many monsters did I just kill right there? That was... Actually, that wasn't a terrible map. 17, 557, and 170 rares. 162. How many of each currency did I get? I was saying I should get like 6 divs, right? So I got 9. 9 divs. 9 chaos. No, 29 chaos. Two perfect exalts. 4 greater chaos. Falling Thunder, yeah, it's Falling Thunder. So it basically flickers on my bar. It's just like it's a filler for those occasions where the ground-based projectiles from Falling Thunder. Yeah, and energy shield evasion and deflection. At the point where I'm too lazy to go clear out my maps tabs. I'm not even using these maps. I'm not even building maps myself anymore. I'm just buying them at this point. And yeah, I know the gems are expensive. RM. My first monk 3 days ago. Monk's really good right now, honestly. It is really, really strong. So... honestly, the most important gems, I honestly, are the ones that are going to relate to survivability, right? Is what I would say you should focus on trying to get first, RM. Is like the energy shield ones. Those are the ones that are probably the most important for you to grab. Yeah, anything with a wisdom rune, like right off the start, is an automatic reroll. Unless it's an Alder Saga, then like you can make an exception, but a locked-in wisdom rune, it disables any opulent runes at that pass out point. Okay. Your Heart of the Wall is nice, yeah. I'm not gonna reroll that because it's an opulent. I'm just checking remnants to see how I'm gonna path this right now. Reroll that one. That one's on. And another one that's an automatic reroll is anything that's got skills in it, like eh. Alright, so first I want these two. What are we locking in here with these two? I'm just gonna re-roll these. There's nothing like amazing to be locked in right here. Yeah, the bond rune is actually huge. If I remember correctly, that over there was a wisdom rune, so let's grab this. So there's certain runes that are just like head and shoulders better than everything else. Wisdom rune is one of those that is like head and the worst one because it disables everything else, and then you have like death, bond, empowered. Those are like the ones you want to focus to try and get locked in as quickly as possible. You know, those chests are usually good money. That's like a 40% chance to have a div from, like... Okay, so... that will disable any opulent runes I would have picked up. I reroll this to make sure it doesn't reroll into an Alder Saga. Alright, this map is probably going to be like 3 or 4 div, if that. The one close to yours is like 1500 div. I think I paid 40 div for it when I got it, like, at the beginning of the season. It doesn't have to have like the same high rolls though. You can honestly like you can honestly just get one with lower rolls on it and just div it until you get like a high roll on it. That's like one thing that you could do. That's what I did with a few of my gems. Is I literally just got the lower rolls with the stats that I wanted on it, as long as they were like tier 1, and I just spammed them with divines until I got everything like close to max. Sometimes you'll save money that way, sometimes it's gonna cost you more money early just as a gamble, but like, if it saves you 100 div, and you only spend 60 div to re-roll it, then it's, you know, it's not bad. So, the bug that everyone keeps complaining about, like immortal things and expeditions, it's gotta be a damage problem for people, because like I'm pushing almost 150 expeditions just on like the spreadsheets that I've been logging, and most of those were like since the bug was introduced. I've not seen it once, but I also do like 100 million DPS. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, I don't think people realize that stuff gets to the point where it has like 500 million HP in here, even if you're solo. Alright. This map isn't particularly amazing here, honestly, so far. Granted, there's no high, like, it was just lucky. There was no, like, a high amount of remnants or anything like that. Yeah, there's a monster somewhere here. There it is. There's the perfect chaos. I'm not even tracking perfect jeweler orbs drops. Like, eh. Oh yeah, there, that was just a full falling thunder and it didn't even one-shot it. And I'm like full stacked out, like... Okay. So far, I do not have a rebirth rune. I wish I did. That would be so much better. Here. What is my damage looking at right now? So basically this is 4 million on the tooltip here. This is 17 million. I don't have Mantra up right now. With Mantra, I'm missing 70% damage as chaos damage right now. With my Mantra up and everything that this doesn't track here, it does like 60 million a swing on POB. But that's not even, but POB doesn't calculate for Headhunter or Mantra or Charge Staff. So that's why I'm saying it should be somewhere around like 150 million DPS and all up, because a Headhunter can basically double your damage with with the right stacks. Okay. I wasn't amazed. That was not terrible, but it wasn't great either. 7 div. 7 div. 9 chaos. Yeah, one perfect chaos. That's it. We had. So the reason I'm tracking the monsters is I'm trying to like determine if the rare monster affix even does anything. Because we already determined that in Grand Expeditions the monster rarity does nothing, either on your tablets or your Waystone. It's basically a dead stat. It does nothing for the Grand Expedition loot. It doesn't even change anything. It actually is the worst thing that you can run. Basically, anything else is better.
What is it? As expected. Time is of the essence.
Alright, so this is Frigid. All +6 with 1 extra Remnant. Another thing that does nothing is runic monsters are duplicated. It does nothing. But I will be glad when I am done with testing the rare monsters setup, because I spent like almost 500 div on tablets in the last 2 days. Yeah, that's a reroll. Locked in wisdom runes generally are like just gonna be an automatic reroll here. Okay, that one's gonna be hard to hit anyways. I'm just gonna reroll that. That's not worth anything. A lot of the same one here on these things here. Reroll that one. Okay. I mean, the map should be good just off the amount of like high socket ones there is. It's just the problem is that they're basically all the same. Okay, so which one is this? Okay, we want definitely time room from the start is good. Reroll this to see what it gets. Wisdom room we skip. God, that's gonna be a lot of bombs to get. What was up here? Anything that's high socket again? Yeah, I do want to go up there at a very minimum. Alright, this should at the very least be like 10 div. We got locked in time rune from the rip, and then... Hey, where is the monster that is hiding? There it is. As tanky as I am still afraid to be stuck in the middle of that. Even when I'm like sitting at basically a point where I'm like I shouldn't be able to be stunned, it is still sketchy to like sit in the middle of that. How many divs is that so far? Like 8? Why would people play PoE 1 when they can play this? I don't know. I'm not. I won't be. I don't really care for PoE 1 compared to this, honestly. It's probably the same reason why people go still play Diablo 2. Like, right? It's just nostalgia, kind of. Like, it's a. I mean. Okay, where is the hiding thingy? There's something hiding here. I have no clue what's going on my screen right now. I haven't seen it happen, to be honest, once. Like, I've run like over 100 runs, like since that Oath Rune has been happening. I've not seen it bug out once. I think a big thing and part of the problem is like people don't realize that like towards like the ends of like Expedition, stuff has like 500 million HP, and that's not even a joke sometimes. And like sometimes stuff will just randomly spawn off screen, and you have to go like on a scavenger hunt for it. And then make stuff look like it's immortal. Like sometimes I actually have to go like searching for the mobs. It's annoying, but like I think it's just a combination of like, yeah, it's sometimes bugs, but I don't think it's nearly as. I think it's more that like people are going in with like maybe like 2 mil DPS builds, which is fine, and then they hit the end of an expedition and everything starts having like 500 million HP, and they're not even really able to make a dent, and then they just say it's immortal. I think is more probably of what's happening. Because, like, I personally haven't seen it happen once. And I'm doing, like, 150 million DPS. The only time I've had something bug completely out to her has mana aura. Okay, yeah, that is a little annoying sometimes. Yeah, but the only time I've actually seen something like legit bugged to where I couldn't complete it was like it was on a Golly map, and it bugged inside the wall or something like that. And it's something like spawned in the wall. That was the only time that I legit had something like bug out to where I couldn't like progress it any further. Alright, so that was what, 13 div? 13 div, 25 chaos. 2 nulls. I've been saying that for days, though, that I think is mainly just a DPS problem that people don't, like, have, like, realize that stuff gets to, like, 500 million HP. That's not worth anything. I don't care about this, I don't care about that.
But sure, go.
Holy shit, that was 225 rare monsters. the rest of that. I'm just getting some vendor trash.
A useful trade.
At this point.
Indeed.
Yeah, you had it bugged. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only time I actually legit say, "Oh, this is bugged. I have to reset it." Yeah. I do. Here. There you go. There's the link. Bleached is like one of the worst maps. Across like 150 maps, Bleach is usually just one of the worst. So what is that one? That is Life. What is the other one on that? I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay, what's over here? One div. Which one is that it's giving it? Union of Souls. This isn't amazing, honestly. Okay, locked in Opulent Rune. That's first. Locked in Power. Locked in Death Rune. Okay, that's next. Okay, how many bombs do I have here? Okay, so div, Opulent, Death. Reroll that one. Thanks for the follow, John. It doesn't really matter. Okay, do I go all the way down here? Well, okay, this is not gonna be... Yeah, we don't go over there at all. So one thing to watch out for is if you have a locked-in Opulent Rune, do not grab a Wisdom Rune at any point in your chain. If you grab a Wisdom Rune with a locked-in Opulent Rune, it basically disables your Opulent Rune. Okay, I think I got basically everything. Thanks for the follow again, John, on the Twitch there. Yeah, I'm gonna put out like a whole like really in-depth guide on like Grand Expeditions and how to do it here soon. I'm just still gathering data for it. But like, I should have like Alder Saga spawn rates, basically Legacy spawn rates fairly nailed down, as well as like what the best rune setups are. Oh, so post the link there because it doesn't work on TikTok. I got you. You know, I'm streaming on other platforms, Oren. It's not just YouTube. There you go. Okay, there's my locked-in Opulent Rune. Okay, so basically now that guarantees the rest of this map is going to be good. Which is weird because Opulent Rune raises monster rarity, right? But monster rarity itself, like on tablets and maps, doesn't seem to have any effect in here. Okay. Radiated tablets like 10 divs. So I've already got the next tablet set paid for. I've spent like 600 divs in tablets in the last 24 hours just to test this shit. To see like which one's best, like which setup is best. As far as tablets go. Just on this rare monster setup, I think I spent 600 divs in tablets. That's a lot of tings. Yeah, it is. Thanks for the like, the dissolved. Okay, which way did I go here? I don't want to like full sprint into a giant pack that would get me killed. Even with my stun recovery as fast as it is, it's, yeah, I'm not, that's a risk. Oh yeah, that shit has a lot of HP. If I'm not one-shotting it, that means it's got like over like 60, 70 million HP. Yeah, Falling Thunder is it with 0 combo points right now, like 7 million DPS. Here, let's see here. Yeah, that's without Mantra up. Negative 21 billion. My Mantra's down right now too. It's not full stacked. That's also not accounting for Blindside or like any of the like conditionals like that. Which is like 15% more crit chance and crit damage, which is basically another like 50% crit damage. Just look how many modifiers these things have now. Five other modifiers. Okay, so what was that for monster count? 530, 535, 323. 147. Okay, and how many divs did I get? 10, 14 raw div. So, 14 div, how many chaos? 23. So the rare monsters is definitely better so far than item rarity, but it's not worth the double the cost on the tablets. Because item rarity tablets are like 25 to 30 div a pop. These things are 50. So it's like, yeah, it's better, but like, it's not better by a big enough amount to make it like worth, if that makes sense.
What is it? Gold is useless to me. Take it. Time is of the essence.
What's that rite of passage worth? 35 div. Okay.
Can I help?
Well, that pays for an Alder Saga, I guess. Let's put it up at 30.
Is that a good price for that? I have no idea.
I will make use of this.
Okay, now I gotta go over here and cash all these in. I just emptied this out. Like, this morning, as far as like how many of these I had. I sold out like 40 div worth of Liquid Verisum this morning. And I think I'm already back up to like almost 200. Because you just go through, you get so much more than you like ever will use just like doing this. Okay. +3 RAM. Okay. I'm gonna have to go buy another tablet here too soon. What's the best Grand Expedition for logbooks? Alder Saga is by far the best. Oh, basically any node that has like a 4 on it, that guarantees you to have 4. You know how to check the rumors, right? If you don't, I can show you how after this map. That's an opulent rune, so that's a guaranteed grab. Death rune. So basically, you get something. You pick an area, and then you check you can look at the wiki, and it'll tell you like what each rumor does. So you get like a map or a waystone or something, and you move it around in your map, right? And say what you're looking for is like 3 rumors, or 4 rumors on a node that guarantees you Grand Expeditions. So once you find an area that gives a guaranteed 4 rumors, then you kind of just go from there. And then just Alder Saga it, and then you're good to go. Utrids. Okay, that disables the opulent rune, so that's a hard skip if I even decide it's worth coming over here. Guess it really depends on what's up here. That didn't reroll into anything worth my time. Alright. Yeah, nothing good. Alright. Okay, that's a right off the rip locking in time rune. I do have enough bombs to basically do whatever I want, though. Alright. So the opulent room lock-ins were over here. Oh, that's a skip. That reroll took that from something that I want to something I don't want to even touch. So the reason I skipped that is, into Timon with 4 different maps with 4 Alder Sagas. So the reason I'm skipping that that Wisdom rune one right there is because I have a locked-in Opulent rune at the end of the chain. And the Wisdom rune disables the Opulent rune. And since the Opulent rune is like one of the best ones that you can get, you don't want to take like a Wisdom rune and then an Opulent rune. There's a locked in because no matter where you're in your chain, it will disable, a Wisdom rune will disable every Opulent rune past that point. It's really bad. So if you like loot, the only time that it is worth taking in a wisdom rune at the start of a chain is like if it's locked in for Alder's Saga. That's the only time you should ever take a wisdom rune. Okay, this one locks in Opulent. Is it always a guarantee with Alder's Saga or Alder's Legacy? So, no, with an Alder's Saga, you're never gonna get guaranteed to Alder's Legacy, TD. The drop rate so far is about 1% of the time you're gonna see Alder's Legacy. So I believe Alder's Sagas are gonna be, or something around like 15% of the time, like, is like the occurrence rate, and it doesn't really seem to have like, oh, this type of map spawns it more often than this type of map. It really doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. It just seems to be like it's completely random. So like you're not gonna find more like Alder's Sagas on like a +7 map than you will like a Lucky map. So it's completely random, at least from like the data that I have. Granted, it could change with a much larger sample size, but as of now, that's what it looks like. And so far, like, about 55 to 57% of the time, you're gonna see maps that are at least all +X remnants. Like, so it'll be all +5 or above, like 56% of the time. From, like, at least from what I've got here so far on the spreadsheets. And the remnant socket doesn't really, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter as much as like how you actually stack your runes. Like if you stack like empowered death rune with a opulent rune, and then like rebirth, and like the ones that basically give everything more rare monsters and modifiers, then like you're gonna have a much better map than like if you just stacked a bunch of 7 sockets together randomly. You're gonna get a lot more currency in the end. Because you can have 7 socket runs that are only going to give you like 10 div, and you can have like a properly set up run that can give you like 20, 30 div sometimes. It's just, it's literally how you do your rune setup. What? Okay. I have 2 Alders, 15 Alders Saga, but I never save or remember the rumors. I mean, you can do that too. I mean, you can usually, if you're running good tablets, you can get away with doing it on like on 3 rumor setups. I just like when I'm like, I know I'm running in a deficit on my tablets right now because I'm testing something. Like these are like, this is like 150 div tablet set. I don't want to like just slam them on anything. Because I know I'm not making the breaking even on these tablets already, you know. And if I am, it's like very, very, very like slimly breaking even. So basically the best mod setup is going to be 2 random map modifiers, okay? with ×3 with effectiveness and rare monsters so far. It seems to be the best setup. But the problem is the rare monster setup is 50 divs a pop. The amount of divs that you get is not worth basically just using item rarity on your tablet. So if I was going to recommend what tablets are you going to make the most profit off of, it's going to be effectiveness, 2 random modifiers, and item rarity. Okay? What you want to completely avoid on all of your tablets and your waystones is monster rarity. It does nothing. Like, it was so blatantly obvious that that affix does nothing by the time I didn't even go past like 30 data points, and I've been doing, and I'm shooting for 50 on the other 2 sets just to like give like a decent amount, because it was like blatantly obvious it does nothing. Does it have to be a unique tablet? Or no, you don't use unique tablets. You just use rare tablets. $17 chaos and 6 div. Six div, 4 nulls, 4 greater chaos. And how many monsters did I kill here? Like right now I'm trying to like actually like get a solid read on like how many more rare monsters actually spawn compared to in like with rare monster tablets compared to like just using normal tablet like item rarity tablets. It doesn't seem like it's a huge increase so far.
Good news.
Yes.
Can I help?
Delirium, no. You don't need to. The only tablets that work on Grand Expeditions are irradiated. So basically you just run all 3 irradiated tablets with 2 random modifiers and extra item rarity with effectiveness.
Speak. You should be using it, not selling it.
Here, I'll show you, or on stream here. I'll show you what I'm talking, what I'm like saying that you should be on here. All right, here, something like these. Okay, let me move this so you can actually see it here. All right, so this is what I would recommend, but don't get the rare monsters. Swap out rare monsters for item rarity, because it's 2 times the cost and does not double the loot. The item rarity is like 30 divs, 25 to 30 divs a pop. Rare monsters is 50. So I would not recommend buying the rare monster setup at the moment. It is technically better loot so far, but it is not worth the double price. You have 100 rare tablets, but you never use them. I mean, you might have some like money sitting in there in tablets then, if you have that many tablets just sitting there. I need to actually go buy another tablets. This should be enough to get me to like 50 data sets here, I'm hoping, so I don't have to worry about it, like, and then I can just switch to getting the rare item rarity 1 to 50, and then that should give me enough of a sample size that I can actually like start like crunching the numbers and see like definitively what's better and by how much. Basin is actually one of the best maps in the game. Basin is insane. Runic monsters are duplicated though, that doesn't do anything. It is a completely dead perk. It does nothing. Let's see, what are we locking in here? We've got... There's a rebirth. Rebirth's always in the front. Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll that and hope it doesn't hit something shit. Okay, that one's... Time Rune is a really good one to get. Alright, so... Opulent locked in the front. That's good. What's over here? No matter how I do that, it's gonna be the same. I don't trust it. That wasn't lighting up green. That's a reroll. So I can't take that Verana Saga one there because it disables my Opulent Rune. Okay, the other things that I need to know, what's over here? Okay, 2 div. I don't, I'm trying to determine if there's anything up here worth me pathing to. Not really, that's 3 div. Unless what's on this. I mean, that is a big node at the end, too. Did I get this one over here? This. Okay, so that is a lot of bombs that I'm using to get over to that one. And it doesn't really give me anything that's like I don't already have as far as like what as far as like what it's locking in. It's giving me an extra time rune, which I don't really need. Okay, so how do I want to go up there? Okay. Yeah, we'll go up this way. Okay, that should be good. So Baron and Basin have the highest ad density, like out of any of the maps, and it's not even really a close comparison. Here. And I think the reason Basin is so good is because of the oil wells that honestly they give you the extra range on your bombs because you can basically delete the entire map. So like the high value rumors are definitely nothing to drink and something fishy. Like those are probably the best two that you can find. As far as like raw ad density and loot goes. Okay, there's my locked in opulent rune and my time rune. Don't have a death rune yet, which is an issue, but whatever. Yeah, I keep hoping that eventually I might see a Mage Blood or a Mirror drop, but like, no luck. Like maxing out my fire side of the Trinity and not the ice side, and I have nothing that's giving me like extra fire damage in here. It's gotta be from the Herald of Ash. Okay, there's a monster somewhere here that's like off screen. Stopping stuff from completing. There it goes. Okay, where's the other one that's probably hiding here somewhere? Right here. I think that's part of the problem why people say the bond rune is bugged too, because they don't like stuff can spawn like 3 screens away and stop you and prevent it from like doing it too. So you have to kind of go hunt for it. Where can I find this build? Here. I will just give you the link to my MOBA page here. There you go. Yeah, no problem. You were looking at my YouTube? Nice. I'm actually planning on putting up a long-form, like, expedition guide here in the next few days. I'm just still gathering, like, all the data and everything, because it's, like... There's not going to be, like, really any guesswork in it. It's, like, I want, like, hard numbers on everything. Do I have, like, over a stack of div right now? My inventory's full? I do. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm working on that. So far, though, this is, I mean, I already know which tablet type is the best at this point. Thanks for the follow, Zero. But, like, the problem is the best tablet type is 150 divs per set. Alright, so how many was that? That was 128 rares. 876 normals. And 344 whatchamacallits with 13 div. How many chaos? 27 chaos. 27 chaos, 1 perfect exalt, and 1 annulment, and 7 greater. 7 and 1. Almost got... I'm hoping by, like, tomorrow I should have everything, like, to a large enough sample size that I can actually, like, make a definitive, like, oh, this is the best. But due to the cost of the tablets, I'm gonna probably end up saying, like, item rarity is the best. Because it's not much more, much less loot, and it's about half the cost per tablet. Alright, let's see, next one. Last fall, unknown ruins and nothing to drink. Wonder. Unknown, nothing to drink. Let's see, does this change? Unknown, nothing to drink, last fall. Yeah, that's crap. Okay, cold and ice, bleak and eye for water, I'm free. Cold, wild, bleak, dry. So I'll just saga this. Okay, we'll just mark that I've already tested that one. So I know this is going to be at least 4 grand here. I actually don't have a lot of runs on Golly. Yeah, that should be it. Here, let me double check that I gave you the right one. Yeah, that's what I'm using. I keep moving some skill points around. Honestly, like, the Chaos Inoculation is not even needed. The Chaos Inoculation actually cost me 6 skill points that I could put somewhere else.
Another step on the road less traveled.
Let's see what's over there. Because the one on the top there was nothing special. Okay, I guarantee opulent rune off the rip. Okay. Reroll that. Getting an opulent off the rip is huge. Yeah. Oh, the lag? Please don't crash. Not gonna even change that one. That one can just stay as is. Another opulent rune, guaranteed shared life. That one can get re-rolled. I already have an opulent rune locked in. There's no reason for me to go for 2. Hi. Okay, I think I know how I'm gonna path this. Would have been nice if I could have pathed it to like a way that I grabbed the extra effectiveness, but like... Wait, that's not okay, yeah, never mind. That's not locking in rebirth, is it? So there's 2 ways to do this, right? So you can either just like randomly just spam whatever you want and just like reroll everything. But a lot of times if you just do that and you're not checking the runes, you're gonna actually get yourself less loot in the end. Okay, so I need to go which way next? This way. Grab this one. Grab this one. We go down here. Grab that. 5 bombs left. That should be enough. Grab that one. Do I really even care at that point about one? I'm just gonna hit the currency chest. Okay, so I got basically everything here. Golly is generally one of the worst maps. Like, it's really hard to, like, make Golly good. You need, like, a really, like, juiced, like, rune setup, and this is not it. It's one of the worst on top of one of the most dangerous maps because you have no room to move, and it's one of the least most likely to bug too because like stuff can spawn in the walls and then you just can't progress it too. Like this is the only map that I've ever had bug out on me like multiple times. Also, why there's not a lot of data points on this map because it's like a pain in the ass to get them. Should lock it in time. Once you get time lock, oh, and then the next one should basically, after this, it should just, everything should just be basically be gravy. I have all the good stuff locked in. Ooh, that actually hurt. Not even used to getting hit. At the moment. Is this going to continue its trend of being like one of the worst maps in the entire game as far as loot goes? It looks like that. Is going to be the case. Yeah, I went this way, didn't I? I have no bond rune, and I have no, I don't think I have a death rune either right now. Although I have a time rune, I know that much, but like the bond, death, and time with rebirth is like and then empowered is like the giga combo as far as like once you have all those locked in, it's basically like, it basically doubles your ad density. While making everything have like 500 million HP. It sucks, but it is the best setup. It's the difference between making like 5 div in a map and 30. If you have opulent, time, bond, death, and like rebirth. There's not even a lot of rare monsters here. I'm like struggling to keep my like headhunters even stacked. Oh, I'm dead. Wait, how am I not dead? I got stunned. Yeah, this just bad. Bad map. It's good that this one I can actually say like which maps are like statistically better for loot on average. Because I have enough data on them. I really... If it wasn't for that 3 div drop right there, this probably would have been like one of the worst maps I've done all day. So that was what, 6 div, 12 chaos, 1 greater chaos. So 6, 12, 1, and 1 annulment with 98 rare mobs. On the amulet is the amulet is grants Trinity. That's the biggest thing on the amulet. The most thing, if you want more defense, you can drop some of the rarity out of it too, probably. The biggest thing is a grant Trinity.
Post it right away.
You know, it's kind of surprising how rare those all +7 maps actually are. Like they've spawned like 5% of the time so far.
Time is of the essence.
Oh, I forgot. I actually might need to go buy tablets too, or not tablets. I might need to swap my tablets here soon too. Let me see. How's it? Yeah, I'm out. Okay. So this map is not Alder Saga. This one is. This one is. This one is. And so are the ones down here. So I'm gonna knock this out. I'm just gonna load it. I'm not gonna use a good map. I'm just gonna load it and drop a random bomb and then complete it. So I can get to the Alder Saga so I can keep testing here. Yeah, just get what you can for. Like, here's the thing, man. It does so much damage, right? That, like, you don't, like, past a certain point, it just becomes you're overkilling stuff. The only time that you're gonna need the, like, the stupid high damage where the Trinity Amulet's even gonna be noticeable over just a normal amulet is literally in Grand Expeditions, because stuff gets so to the point where it has just so much HP. That's it. That's the only time you're ever gonna need, like, be like, oh, I'm noticing the difference, is like, because it doesn't, when you're doing like 50-60 million DPS, it doesn't really, like, you're basically one-shotting everything. Outside of the stuff in Grand Expeditions, it's like, you know, stupid HP.
Another step on the road less traveled.
Alright, let's see. That's an automatic reroll. That only locks in whites. We don't really. There's only one white rune that, or blue rune that actually is like worth anything, and that's Rebirth. Yeah, that's a bond rune. We want that. Okay, so. That locks in time. No opulent lock-in, though. That's unfortunate. $15 bonds with extra. I have extra range. So what's on this? Unless this hits something great on the reroll. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the way this is looking at, like, I'm gonna have to do it is it's gonna have to go up here, get that, and then go back down here. Get both of those. Dang it, it's like literally just a millimeter too far. Wonder if I did it this way. Okay, that grabs basically everything. Well, love it. Love and peace out. What's up, Cookson? Okay, so make sure I didn't hit anything that's really bad. The biggest thing is locking in that bond rune. Bond is the one that basically makes stuff have like stupid amounts of modifiers. So the ones where so when you see like stuff that's like basically it fills the entire thing and it says like, oh, and plus 5 other mods. That's what that's Bond rune that does that. So and when you combine Bond with Empower and Timeless and Rebirth, oh my god, and Death, it's like that's when you start getting Giga Loot. And Opulent, obviously Opulent, but like this one doesn't. Opulent's rare to see to get like a locked in Opulent for the most part though. Did I just hit that thing for 6 mil and it didn't die in one shot? I have no idea where that Plagueling was at. So where is it? It's actually just bugged because of that Plagueling. Oh, I'm gonna be upset at that bug. Where is the monster? Oh, there it is. Never mind, we're good. It was just hiding. Oh, that actually locked in Opulent. I didn't realize that was a locked in Opulent. That's even better. Okay. And even with like decent rune setup, this map is just bad. That is like, oh, that never mind. It's not it's not double socket. I'm like double sacred focus is exceptional. That's like 30 div. No double socket though, so it's maybe worth like an exalt. Chaos, 1 div. Yeah, that was just bad. Alright, what was the monster count? 591. 591 normal. 231 rare. First magic, 142 magic. And how many divs is that? 7 divs. 5 annulments. 24 chaos. Yeah, that was it. I'm mid. Not gonna.
Yes. As expected. Of course.
Alright, Baron. Okay, so Baron, I need this. I need 1, 2, 3 stacks of that. And I need more, and I'm gonna need more wisdom scrolls. Okay, that should be good.
Another step on the road less traveled.
Kind of a weird setup for Baron, not gonna lie. Locked in opulent room from the start, so first things first, we gotta grab that. What's this? Reroll. Reroll. Okay, that hit a decent one. What's down here? Before I like full commit to how I'm like building this, I want to like go check the stuffs in the corners to make sure I'm not like skipping anything that's like got 6 or 7 remnants or like an Alder Slugger or something like that. Eh. Okay. That gives me a general idea of how I'm gonna do this, at least. Where are my bombs at right now? "13, 14, and 15. Alright. This should be good. Alright, there should be enough strong boxes. The first thing that I hit is a locked-in opulent rune, so that's gonna give it everything in here better, like loot, including the strong boxes, I believe.
Nothing worth having comes.
37 packs of monsters. Yay. Supposedly the Oath Rune is the one that makes stuff unkillable, right? When you lock that in. I have yet to see or experience the bug. Honestly, I've never, I don't, so I don't know if it's just I'm doing enough damage that it doesn't ever have the chance to bug out on me. I don't know. But yeah, supposedly it's the Oath Rune. The other rune that you would want to avoid usually is the Wisdom Rune to lock that in. The only time you want to take a Wisdom Rune is if it's like an early in the map and there's like an Alder Saga in it. Then you can lock in Wisdom Rune, because Wisdom Runes, when you lock those in, basically disable any opulent runes past that point. Yeah, so sometimes those smaller monsters are like off screen. Like sometimes it can be as far as like I've seen them almost like 3.5 screens away sometimes, and then like you just kind of have to run around and find it sometimes. I do have that a lot where I have to do that, but I haven't really experienced the like, oh, there isn't something to kill that's like keeping it alive, you know? Yeah, so then I have no idea. Maybe I've just gotten lucky thus far in not seeing it. Then yeah, I need to go check that I actually completed the thing that was up here. There was like 30 packs of monsters. No, I did not. Alright, 949, 585. That was a lot of monsters, oh my god. 585 and 152. That gave me 8 div, 1 annuls, and then 16 chaos. So 8, 1, 16, and what else did I grab there? 2 perfect exalts. Did you put your, what did you put for my ascendancy tree? Here? Wait, that's not on the MOBA? That's weird. I think I'll fix that. Yeah, no problem, man. Get back to what I was doing. 1 greater chaos. It doesn't show. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll just put a note in there then. Later after stream on like what it is then.
Yes. A useful trade. Go.
Alright, I'm already full on the I just emptied my inventory. I felt like 2 maps ago of that. I've already found like 50,000.
Go on. You should be. Good day.
I swear I'm making like 30 div and liquid Varus on a day. At a minimum.
Be safe.
I sort of want a path down here just so I have like at least 2 random remnants here on this one. On this set. Hey, I'm gonna do that. 3 maps to path down there. 2. Because I only have 1 plus 7 on this data, on this set so far. That would guarantee me 2. So the plan is, I am hoping to have like everything as far as the data gathering done by Friday. I might not stream Saturday, and then I'll sit down and do all the editing and like compiling everything, and then like I want to have the video done by like Monday and upload it on it. Is the plan. Here. And there's a few maps I just don't have a ton of data on because I don't see them very often. Which would also be a statistic. Maybe there's like map weighting. Which would be weird because the 2 best maps are by far Baron and Basin, and they don't even, and those seem to like occur all the time. Because I don't really like care as long as it has like 4 grand expeditions. That's where I just throw my Elder Saga. I don't like hunt for specific ones at the moment. Granted, if I did, you could make a lot more money, but like it's like, I think I'm going the wrong way. I think it's up here. Okay, no, I was going the right way. I'm just bad. Person would be calling me. Alright. 1 more map should get me to where I need to be. I'm gonna grab some water before I start that 7 rune set though. So Bleach is arguably one of the worst layouts in the game. So an all plus 7 on Bleach is going to be interesting. think it's actually this way. Yeah, it is. I hate this boss for the simple reason that I can't just walk up and one-shot him. Dink. Alright. I'm gonna get some water really quick, and then I'm gonna start that next one. Alright, I am back. Alright, let's see. I have to go buy more maps soon, too. That's not supposed to be on top. Alright. Okay, I gotta put this down. This is Shoals and all plus 7. Is this seriously the first all plus 7 I've had on this set? Oh no, I've had one more. So this is either gonna be good or bad because Bleach is one of the like so far in my opinion is like one of the worst maps. Just of how like it's because of how it's laid out. Transcendent Alloy automatically reroll, and here basically if it's since it's all plus 7 for the most part, like that's a locked in Wisdom Rune at the start. That's an automatic reroll. Ugh. That might be a skip. Our Alder Saga. Okay, that's 1. Oh, that could be Alder Saga again. Astrids. Okay. Unfortunately, there's like 0 shot that I'm able to grab like everything here on this map. Is that another Alder Saga? It is. So that's 2 Alder Sagas. I'll go with the very rare unique item. Alright. So, I think I'm gonna... I've got the general idea of how I'm gonna path this down. Which one is this one? That's locking in the empowered rune. Okay, I only have 15 bombs, so... it's something that happens rarely with Alder Saga's maps. It can just happen. To where it gives you +7 to all remnants. This one, that was the other Alder Saga. So, 2 Alder Sagas here. So far, I think the occurrence rate is something around 5% for an all +7 map. I could double check the numbers. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around 5% of the time you're gonna see all +7. This shit kind of hurts. But it's not necessarily even, like, better. Like an all +7 map. Like, I've seen, like, all +7 maps that are just so far, they're, like, they're not consistent as to what you actually get. Alder Saga on that one. Okay, so that's both the Alder Sagas now. Those are the big ticket items in here, honestly. Can I please pick up the perfect chaos? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna finish this, then I'll just come back and do it. Because I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna drop all my headhunter stacks trying to pick that up, and then I'm gonna actually get killed, and that's gonna be a problem. I need to reset the item labels here. I mean, is there anything else that here that's left that I haven't picked up that I'm actually tracking? No. Okay, so we're good there. So what was that? 26 chaos, 16 div. That was what? 16 div. 1d6 chaos. 1 greater. 1 greater chaos. I don't really have 1 older saga. There should be 2. Which one did I not pick up? What the heck, dude? Yeah, there's only 1. I should have 2. Whatever. I guess I'm just gonna count it as 1 then, because that's all I got. I know I pathed to it too. That's weird. Maybe the reroll wasn't an auto socket. It was just in there and it was like telling me it was. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a keybind I had to set on controller. On that princess. Because I don't really care on that.
Go.
Okay, so what was my monster counts there? 227 rares. That is insane. 434. And 393. Okay. My item filter is really strict as it is. I mean, I probably I could probably make it stricter. Did I mark a greater chaos there? Yeah, I did. Okay, we're good.
Yes. As expected. Indeed.
Well, remember Oscar Raldering, pretty bleak but awful. Let me see. Okay. You can just do this with any way, so it doesn't have to be, Yeah, it doesn't look like anything there is going to be good. And let's go Swarm but Risky, a good fellow.
Another step on the road.
So far, there's a clear trend as to what maps are actually good, and Gully is, like, on the bottom of the list. Simply because you can't get all the remnants. You're leaving, like, you have to, either way you look at it, you have to leave, like, half the remnants in the map. Okay, that's crap. Crap. I mean, that's an opulent room, but it's gonna be so far at the end of the chain, it doesn't matter. Alright, so far, most of the stuff on this side of the map is, like, is completely skippable. Other than the big rune socket on the guaranteed 7 right there. Yeah, there's no making this map good. Okay, yeah. Nothing on any side of the map is good here. Like, there's not even, like, very many good runes that I could, like, even try and, like, stack locked-in runes. Like, that's a Rebirth. I'm pretty sure. Now, why did Rebirth and Adaption look the same? Okay, how many remnants are on that side versus this side? So, because this is the crossroads, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, we're going the other way. So I got 5 versus 4. This should be the only good one on this entire map. I'm thinking this map might give me 5 div. If I'm lucky, it'll be 5 div. Off this map. Weird that thing didn't want to die. I'm pretty sure my falling thunder projectiles are getting eaten. That's one of the things that happens. This is why we're in the flicker. Yeah, what's up, Milano? Did I even get a single div on that? No, that was 3 chaos. Is that all that drops? 3 chaos? That entire map? Yes. That is probably the one of the worst maps I've done, like, on any of the tablet types. I need to go buy more maps. I'm hoping he has a bunch of these for 4 divs. I'll just buy every single one he has. I only has 1.
I'll do you proud.
Lame.
Bye then. I'll do you proud.
Alright, that should last me, like, a couple hours.
Can I help? Good.
Just spent 60 div on maps.
Go on. As useful.
One times plus 7. Okay. I actually don't think I have a lot of runs on Craggy. Peninsula. Let me see, do I? No, I only have like, probably between all of it, like 12 runs on this map.
Traveled.
20 bombs. 20 bombs is good. Locked in Opulent Rune. That's even better. Guaranteed 3 div. Okay, so the way we're doing this already is gonna be... Grab this. Lock in the Opulent Rune. Go up here, grab the 3 divs. Grab that. Grab that. This. Reroll that. Alright, we're gonna call that good. Now I just gotta go run through and check all the remnants to make sure I actually socketed everything. Like, locked in, knocked in. Alright. This should be good. 105% extra rarity by the time I'm at the end here. So those last two 7 sockets should be some, like, pretty big. I think my highest single div map was on this map. Like I think I had like a 34 div raw div map on one of these Craggy Peninsula ones. But this map also has a tendency of just crashing. You're my game. Lately. Hello? What? So far, the div count hasn't been bad. Where did I go from there? Was it up here? Oh, that's the end. Where did I go from there? Oh, all the way down here, okay. Boop. Boop. Oh crap, that hurt. When I get smacked for half of my energy shield when I'm not used to even getting really hit by a lot of enemies, it's kind of like, whoa, shit. Especially since I'm like basically at deflection cap too. With everything going. Oh, there is so many monsters. And they have so much HP. Hello? I thought I had to go AFK for a second, my bad. That's over a stack of divs already, dude. Huge. So what was that? 408, 408, 251, and 105. What did I get for currency? 11 divs, 22 chaos, 5 annulments, 3 greater. 11, 22, 5, 3 greater.
What is it? I will make use of this. Go.
Okay, so I think I basically have all the data at this point. That I need. How many data points is this? Basically 45. $42, so 80, that's 100. Okay. I'll be right back. I don't know. I might just end stream for the day. Here, call it early.
Yes? You should be using it, not selling it. Indeed.
Because I'm basically done. There's nothing left to really test other than getting everything together, and that gives me something to do tomorrow. On stream. Well, the rest of the testing. Yeah, I am going to do that. Alright, I will catch everyone tomorrow. Have a great rest of your guys' evening. Later.